Good afternoon and welcome to the Dead 3 Coaching and Leadership blog series. And we are going to spend 10 minutes here. And this is what we typically do with our blog series is you're going to see a YouTube video if you'd like to access that through our YouTube channel. We do appreciate all the support there and the subscribes and likes and comments. It's always appreciated getting some comments out there where we can have a discussion and a conversation over the content. And then this also shows up on our website as part of our blog series. So we appreciate all that support that people have given to the website, to the content, and to myself. It is greatly appreciated. We're going to jump right into it here on this blog series. And this came across on Instagram this morning. And I took some notes here. I'm going to be referencing these and maybe reading from them a little bit. But this is from Nick Saban. Nick Saban puts out in his press conference all sorts of gold out there for people that are looking to build elite and excellent teams, people, and organizations, right? And I stop there with the words excellent and elite because that is what he is talking about in this press conference that I'm going to review here. I love taking the sports stories, coaching, and putting that in a position to what we're doing professionally with our professional teams. And it's no different. What he says to 18 to 23-year-olds that want to win a national championship, that want to win awards, that want to be the best ever. And we've talked about that in other podcasts about going from good to great to the best ever. And we've talked about that. That positions itself not only at Alabama football, but everywhere that you're working. And as you listen to this, it's everywhere. And it's not just athletically motivated. It's if you go and want to learn about leadership and team building and things of that nature, and you go to Barnes and Noble or wherever you purchase books or Amazon and you type those in, you're going to see a number of books written by athletic coaches. And I buy a fair amount of them. I have a number of Nick Saban books. And I want to get into this. And because I want you to think about what I just said about going from okay to good to great to being the best to then the mindset of being the best ever. And my mindset has shifted. I forgot where I got this. It was from Ed Milet. Ed Milet posted something on his YouTube channel that he still carries around with him. It is a Newsweek from 25 years ago, and he carries it around with him wherever he goes, for the most part, wherever he goes. But it's in a briefcase probably or a backpack or something. It is a Newsweek, but it is an article written about Tiger Woods. And there's bullet points of about his mindset and the mindset of Tiger Woods. And in that article in Newsweek, he talks about being the best ever. Not just being the best, but being the best ever to play that sport. But he also talks about not just being the best in his sport, but being the best athlete ever. And there was a phrase from that I believe he may have mentioned that it was Tom Brady with the New England Patriots who talked about being the best ever as well. And it was like, hey, I'm not chasing Joe Montana to be the best in this sport, but I'm chasing Michael Jordan to be the best ever in any sport. And so how do you position that then to what you're doing in the professional world? I've been a part and I've seen teams and people, and I'm sure many times I am in that bucket as well, where okay is good enough. Okay is okay. And we talk a lot about with the athletes that we work with and the teams that we work with professionally, that mindset that being okay is not okay. And we've got to get over that mental hurdle first. Then it's like good. Okay, so we've gone from okay to now we're being good. That's not good enough either. Being okay is not okay, and being good is not good enough. And then we all know about the book From Good to Great, about how some of these companies have gone from being good and now they're and what they had to do in order to become great. And then my mindset had shifted to just being the best in our industry, the best at our craft. And some places that I would consult at and work at, I remember being told to not talk about being great, to not mention it, to not being the best. Don't mention it. That we're not even good enough, George. We're not even okay. So quit mentioning this. And we've talked and how that has irritated me. Leaders need to first carve out reality of where they currently are. You can't feign a false narrative. You can't put fool's gold out there of things we've talked about. It's garbage. Where are we now? What are our obstacles and roadmaps and challenges? What are we weak at? What are we good at? Who's on the bus, not on the bus? Who's in the wrong seat on the bus? All those things that we know. And then we've got to continue to just move down that road of understanding, painting reality and our truth. Second, you got to create and continue to emphasize the compelling vision of where you're going to be, whether that be 6 months, 12 months, 24 months, 5 years. This is where we're going. This is where we are. This is where we're going. And then the last one is you got a phrase that I've picked up that I really like is to be a type of leader or coach that inspires to action. So those are the 3 pillars. So we're not even good enough, but no. So don't talk about being great. Don't talk about being the best. That's not me. Let's always talk about what it takes. Let's paint reality. Let's create the compelling vision. Let's inspire to action. Now, to get to try to keep these 10 minutes, and I only have a couple minutes left, I want to read this that I wrote down on what he was talking about. He being Nick Saban, Alabama football. If you are going to be excellent or elite, you have to do special things. You need to have a special focus, a special commitment, a special drive, and special ambition to do the things at a high level and a high standard, and to do it that way all the time. It doesn't matter what God-given ability that you have. Those things will make you good. But without the rest of it, I'm not sure you can ever be excellent or elite, is what he said. This isn't a post-game press conference. And what he's talking about is God could bless you with certain things and you're going to be good because of those things. But I'm not quite sure you can ever be excellent or elite. And this is a coach that has seen it all, So his opinion matters. He has seen plenty of talented athletes and young men that were blessed by God on certain things that were just okay, that were just good enough, and may have been great in stretches. But he says you can never be elite or excellent if you don't have these, if you don't do these special things. And it's probably a longer list, but the list he gave was special focus, special commitment, special drive, special ambition. And to do those things at a high level, and then to do them that way all the time. So we talk about discipline with our podcast and discipline with our teams, professional and athletic. And discipline is doing what you should be doing, when you should be doing it, how you should be doing it, and doing it that way all the time. What you should be doing, how you should be doing it, when you should be doing it, and doing it that way all the time. So he talks about the special things that elite and excellent players do and teams do: special focus, special commitment, special drive, special ambition, doing those things at the highest level, but also doing it that way all the time. So it was a great lesson. It is sport related. It is working with athletes. It is also working with your professional teams. I don't understand how we as leaders and coaches could roll into any environment and just continue to just bail water out of the boat instead of sitting around saying, where are we? What are our strengths, weaknesses? Where are we at? and then paint that compelling vision of where we will be, and then inspiring people to action towards that compelling vision, and then doing these things with your team. How can you as a coach roll in every single day with your team and get together with your staff and say, hey, we need to do whatever we can to be the best ever, the best ever. How can we coach and lead our organization so that the people in our organization have a special focus, have a special commitment, have special drive, have special ambition? And how can we create an environment and a culture so that they do that at the highest level possible, and they do it that way all the time? Please reach out to me. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. If you see this on Instagram, please comment and like it and share it and all that. And if you see it on YouTube, we're on all these platforms now. And I really, really like the message from Coach Saban this morning. And I really like it that trying to implement this with our athletic teams, our professional teams, and hopefully it impacts you just as much as it did me this morning. Thank you.